Well, happy Saturday, everyone. Things are certainly starting to fall into place. Earlier today, Discmania announced they have signed Gannon Buhr to a 3-year deal. I think this is where most people expected Gannon would land once it became clear that Eagle's not renewing. Before that, Niklas is not renewing. Before that, a year ago, Simon didn't renew. Just felt like a lot of talent's been walking out the door at Discmania, and they haven't done a very good job of replacing it. Now, they, of course, still have Kyle Klein, one of the best players in the world. But you compare that to 2 years prior where you have Simon, Eagle, Kyle, Niklas. Just felt like this team is really slipping. So if they cannot get Eagle to renew this offseason, they need to make a splash in free agency. And there was only one player that was going to come close to filling the shoes of Simon or Eagle. And that, of course, is Gannon Buhr. And they did just that. So credit to Discmania. Also happy for Gannon. Just the whole prodigy situation was a mess. So happy to see him out of that company and signed with a new company. I think this will be good for both parties involved. The one thing that jumps out at me, it probably jumps out at you as well, is the fact that it's only a 3-year deal. For a player as young and proven as Gannon, I was expecting 5 to 10 years. And I bet Discmania tried to get 5 to 10 years. But this is probably one of those instances of an athlete betting on themselves, betting on their future. Gannon thinking right now, I'm marketable, I'm a top 5 player in the world, but who knows, 3 years from now, I could be even more marketable and maybe the number 1 player in the world, at which point I'll get an even more lucrative contract than this one. So you can't blame them, and it'll be interesting over the next 2 to 3 years to just see, like, will it pay off for Gannon, or does it turn out that Discmania was almost lucky to sign him for 3 years? I highly doubt that will be the case, but these sort of athletes betting on themselves, these sort of situations are always interesting to follow along. So we'll see what happens, but great to see, and certainly one of the big dominoes of this offseason that has now fallen. So let's get to another one, not as big, but still big. And that is Discraft signing Chris Clemons to, I believe, a 1-year deal. Everything I've read seems to imply it's just 2024, but we'll see once Ultiworld updates their active contracts list if they show something different. But seems like a good deal for both parties. Chris Clemons, of course, looking for a new home after leaving Dynamic. And Discraft, while they have a lot of big contracts, it felt like they had room to maybe sign 1 or 2 players, not like the top free agents, but 1 or 2 good players. And so getting Chris Clemons, good player, everyone's favorite left-handed player, and just, I think, one of the most beloved players on tour, like a Matteo, a Nate Sexton, just those players that you're not going to find many people that have something bad to say about Chris Clemons. So just seems like a really good signing for Discraft. Like, I'm not a big Discraft buyer, but this is the kind of signing when his tour series comes out that, yeah, I'll probably be tempted to buy because I like Chris Clemons. So good for Discraft, good for Chris Clemons. Hopefully next year maybe he gets a longer deal than just 1 year. But yeah, seems like a good fit. Staying with a big company should work out. And yeah, excited to see what tour series he'll end up getting with them. So let me know down below your thoughts on all the signings. And with our remaining big free agents, Eagle, Niklas, Alden, where do you think they're heading? I know we have a big announcement from Clash on Monday, and then MVP's building a picture on their Instagram. So that might end up being 2 of the 3, but let me know down below. What do you think happens? There aren't many more dominoes to fall, and not many more weeks until the disc golf season starts. Thank you all for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.